What's up, everyone? I found a notebook that I've been looking for many years. I found it in this cabinet in the hall, and it just must have reappeared because I've looked there before. Some of the things are missing. Some of my documents are missing. I wrote in this from like first, second, third grade, and then all the way through sixth and seventh grade, I believe. And I still don't know what some of it means. Things would channel through my mind throughout my entire life. They would channel through my mind, pop into my head, and then I would write this stuff down or draw, and some of it didn't make any sense. And I would also do some doodles, some drawing in there as well. But please, if anyone has any idea what this means, a lot of this stuff came to my mind just like Nikola Tesla would have these downloads of information with flashes of light pop into his mind. Kind of like the prophets who wrote the Bible even got their information. It was described. You can find that on history with Nikola Tesla information. What is bare universe? I remember writing this, but I don't know where it came from. I don't know what this looks like. I used to draw atoms, and before I ever even knew what atoms looked like, before I ever even seen them in different books, before I seen them in science books, I would draw atoms and what they looked like, and I drew this owl in detail on a totem pole. I wish I could find that. I wish I could find all of this stuff. But what is this? If anyone has any idea what this is, I was drawing these things as a child that I would just have this information just be bestowed upon me. What is bare universe? And it's not a universe where there's a bunch of bears roaming around. I'm not talking about that. That would be weird, wouldn't it? It's not a universe where a bunch of bears are roaming around, by the way. That would be B-E-A-R. This is bare universe. Now, I don't know what bare universe is. I looked it up and I can't find any information on it. This I drew. It looks like some kind of a tornado black hole thing with, I don't know, it reminds me of a black hole or something. This was, remember now, this is in second grade or so. I kept this book for 5 years, 6 years. I was drawing in it. You see some long division and things in there. One of the very intriguing pages is the symbol of love I drew. And that's what I drew. If anyone has any idea what this symbolism means, I apparently called it the symbol of love. And I also, again, drew it down here, love symbol, and circled it. I pointed at it. And that was supposed to be an important symbol. And I don't know where the symbol came from, but that's what I drew. And I drew some kind of Chinese writing. I don't really know, but it looks Chinese. I drew some, I don't know, I drew some symbols as a child. Now this right here, if you ever look up Ganesh, that is a Hindu. Maybe that's why the Hindus, they do this bow to me. They just look at me in awe like they're, I don't know, like they're in awe over me. The Hindus and other cultures, they all do this. I had vast knowledge that would come to my mind of other cultures. This looks like Ganesh, the Hindu elephant god or whatever. And I had this drawing. I drew this. Remember, this is second grade, third grade. It was around those times. It was in my elementary school years, I know, and then all the way up through middle school. But this was around second grade or so. I'm not sure what that is, but it looks, you can see the elephant ear. There's the elephant ear, and then there's the eye, there's the tusk, or not tusk, there's the trunk, but for some reason there's an arrow pointing out of there. There's the mouth, there's whatever that is, I don't know. That's this hat-looking thing, or this symbol on top of it. I drew this in elementary school. And these were various things that I had on paper, and then that was like a comic of a snake coming out of a tornado with flames, that snake symbol. Maybe it's where they do snake charming, I don't know. But there's a snake right there coming out of a tornado, and then it's like the mask and I'm not sure what that is right there. I have no idea what that was all about. But that's the symbol of love and a smile symbol that I drew. Smile symbol. And see, I didn't even spell it right. Symbol with an E. I mean, and then there is the symbol of love. And there's another love symbol down here. And if anyone knows what this writing here, if you know Chinese or anything, this looks like Chinese. If anyone knows what this writing might be, please let me know. But that's definitely a Hindu deity. I mean, I had this stuff coming to my mind now before I was given any knowledge of that. I was not given knowledge of this stuff in the physical realm. This was a powerful ghost that I drew of some sort. It says Gur, Roar. I drew a lot of comic type things. Now, I also had channeled information that came to my mind. Now, remember that this was in elementary school. This is before we didn't have internet. We had no internet. I didn't get internet until 2009. I think that was around the time. And this was 2003, 4. It's different. It's different than what it is when it's not. Now that, I don't know. That sounds like some kind of Chinese, like Confucius say thing. I don't know. It's different than what it is when it is not. Now I wrote, that's not my, I mean, I guess you could shorten my name to that, but that's not how you, name. And I wrote, you can see there, and then I said information made 1994. Now that's when I was born. 1994, but why did I say information made 1994? This information made 1994. And then I said put on internet. Put on internet. Now that is really peculiar because I didn't even know the word internet when I wrote this. I did not know the word internet when I was in elementary school. In fact, I hadn't even heard of the internet until I was much older, until years later. Put on internet. Put what on the internet? And I said, and, if you can make that out, and at is, and discover, okay. Put on internet and discover, totally. Discover a what? I now see what that says. Put on internet and discover a totality, maybe? Totally in December through October. I have no idea what that meant, but it's like information made 1994. I assume that says 1994, and that's my birth year. And I said, put on internet and discover, but yet that D, I don't know, it looks, discover a totally in December through October. If anyone knows what that means, just let me know. And then I wrote, it's different than what it is when it's different than what it is when it is not. I don't know, sounds like Confucius say. Battery's dying, so the flash turned off. But then you see here, look at this invention. I don't know, I've seen this in my head, and it's something above a person. They're lying on this table, they're laying down there, and there's the body parts on the inside of the person. Right there are the body parts, and then this being is lying there and laying down. There's body parts on the inside, and then there's this thing that sits above them, energy coming out of them and going into and coming out of them, and there's this thing right there. And I stated that this invention, this thing, it is to let's see, to res. It is to res. I don't know, the sickness. I guess it's supposed to remove the sickness and bacterias out of your body. The bad bacterias, the sickness and bad bacterias, whatever that is an invention to remove the bad sickness and bacterias out of the body, out of your body. It removes them out of your body. I'll do separate videos about this stuff someday, but these are some of the ideas that came to my mind. And this right here, why I put 2012, I have no idea. That would be 200 years from now, a little over 200 years from now. So I put 2012, and that looks like a starship of some sort. But what it was, I remember drawing this now. I can remember downloading that information, and it was an invention with I forgot exactly. I even had a thing of these fuel tanks that would have a fuel tank reservoir to be able to refuel its tanks and be able to refuel itself in space, and different types of fuel ideas and things that I had in my mind when I was a child. And they're not in this book, so several of them are still missing. But this right here cut through a meteor of some sort, I think. I believe it cut through some kind of an asteroid or meteor that would have been threatening the Earth. But I said the only negativity is it could just break off into bits and pieces. But you can see there's the sides to grab and hold and get the debris. And that was an idea that I had in elementary school. But I don't know why I put 2012. That would be 200. No, that would be many years from now. So that's well over. That's like over. We're in 2012, so that would mean that that would be well into the future from now. 2012. I don't even know what 2012 is. I don't know what that's about. I had so many things that came to my mind. I don't know what this stuff is. I drew various things that. Let's see. That was math that I was doing. And then there's some symbolism there, whatever this was. Upside down was the strength of a black hole below. And then I guess that was the strength of the black hole? I don't know. I don't know what this symbolism meant. Gamma ray bursts. I talked about gamma ray bursts, and this was supposed to be some kind of illustration of a gamma ray burst. And I don't remember when I drew this. I'm not sharing my name because I'm not going to share my name on this channel just yet. But I wrote a date that doesn't even make sense. It's September, and then I wrote 14,286. 14286. I don't understand why. I wrote dates very strangely. I don't even remember writing that. And then I said 12 years old. That was much, much later than my other previous writings in this book. And it's talking about pulling an asteroid away from the Earth that could be a threat to us. And I remember, let's see, over 100 million acres burned that summer, that year. It was very, very hot. And I said, let's see, I think that we could, let's see, the asteroid could be pulled, the atmosphere pulled around, let's see, caught gravity to, it keeps trying to blur, but I talked about the climate being confused. And there was an important date, 10/21/06. And I said it was 10/21/06, that was an important date, and sure enough, the stars were very large that day. I talked about how somehow or other, I don't know what would be part of us. I have no idea what I was talking about there, but I'll talk more about that in a future story, later in the story. But I said that I thought of a way that the Earth could cool using energy. I don't have time for all this right now. Let's see. The clear air for us to breathe. And I said cars. I said the next thing is everyday cars. Let's see, cars. There will be a new kind. I said that we could build a car with basically the mirrors that are in the front. They can actually see, and it'll see whatever is in front of them. And the system sends the messages to the computer board, or the brain, or let's see, whatever that is, BD, and the radio, you select stations, or it goes, select a station, it goes there, and it talks to you, and you can talk to it. I said you can even use remote control for that for the radio. Let's see. Then I put on there that spring April 17, 2005, two tornadoes collided, created EF4 and above tornado, the power of a hurricane. We were told it was powerful enough to actually have the wind of a hurricane. That's what happened in our area that year. I'm not even sure what I was writing with these calculations of 10/21/06. I was doing so many different calculations. I got 36 and 36, 37, then something about 2,000 years ago when Christ was here, and then I had done some kind of 2006, and I had 2,000 years when Christ was here, but I don't know what that was. It's like I wrote in a foreign language. I was writing just like, I'm right-handed, so it was like this. I was writing in ways that I don't even know what I was saying when he died, but it was so, let's see, October has 7 letters in it. So does January, and they're 7 months apart. I had some kind of thing that was coming to my mind that was super important. Turned out 10/21/06 was important. This was an invention that popped in my head, and it reminded me of something that Nikola Tesla invented. It looked just like the Tesla invention, to be honest with you, and it would draw energy from not only from the sun, but lightning and energy from storms around it, the electromagnetic frequencies in the air and the atmosphere. You can see there's metal right there, and it connects to the ground, and it is like it's a ball of energy, and you can see that it absorbs the energy from around it, and it transmits that energy out. That was my idea. I had that idea, I guess this was 6th grade. This transmitted energy wirelessly. Wireless transmission of energy to the surrounding areas. I don't know what I was writing there, but I said that something that you already know about force fields, and I think we could teleport by using static electricity and somehow removing the heat from your body, causing some kind of reaction. I couldn't explain what I was talking about, but this was also my smaller version of this idea of transmitting energy wirelessly worldwide or whatever, using this device to transmit energy. And then I wrote, this was done on September 20th, 2006, 9/20/06. I'm not sure what that was right there. It looks like the Earth. I think like the Earth, and then somehow going inward into the Earth, there's some kind of a chamber there. I don't know what that was. Not exactly sure. Somehow gravity can make a force field around planet Earth. You can using gravity to protect the Earth. And there's a sequence of numbers that I wrote from 20 to 28. There's one particular being that I drew, and then I stopped. I don't remember when I drew that. There's a Spider-Man story that I was writing, and then I never did finish. There's the dash between Spider-Man. I remember Spider-Man, there's the dash. That's some cool residue from my 6th grade year. Some more comic book symbolism thing. I don't know. Not sure what these were, but they're just kind of like, it looks like ink blot tests, to be honest. I know that looks like a dragon. I would draw these things, they just popped into my head. I was very sporadic and creative, and things would just come to my mind, just out of nowhere. That one right there just kind of popped into my head. I kind of drew it as I went. Just drew this. Not sure what this was. Something about New Hampshire. Maybe it was something about a book. I don't know. And then I started writing about. I don't know. I really don't know what this is, but I'll share it sometime. And that's later. That was a school document. But if anyone has any idea what this is and what the bear universe is, besides a universe full of bears, no, seriously, tell me what this is, because I'm curious to know what I was drawing, what was coming to my mind. This is just a minimal part of what I drew. I'm missing so many documents from my childhood. Maybe they'll reappear someday, and maybe I'll find them. I don't know. And I just wanted to ask you, what is the Bear universe? Please tell me what I was doing. I would have quantum physics and quantum mechanics things, scientific things, pop into my mind. Months later, they were in the magazines, Astronomy, Scientific American, Popular Science, Popular Mechanics. They were all the things that I had pop into my mind. They were there. Invisibility, technology, all that kind of stuff. It was in there right after I came up with it. But what is the bear universe and what is this? What are these symbols? And the symbol of love, what is that? If you have any idea what and how I drew what that is, that right there looks like Ganesh. That looks like the Hindu culture stuff. Looks like the elephant, the Hindu elephant being. The love symbol again, and the love symbol up there. And then the symbol of love and the smile symbol. I drew this. This was in probably second grade, this part. Here's some more that I didn't share. It was a satellite. There was an asteroid. I don't know what that is. Looks like maybe a Milky Way galaxy. I don't know. Go to Walmart for cat food. Thank you. There's that symbol again. That reoccurring symbol that I've seen that I kept drawing. What is that? What is that? Does anyone know what I might have been drawing there? I'm going to make a separate video about that. That symbol seemed to appear quite a bit in my drawings. That was a vehicle idea that I had. I'm not sure. Obviously that's a satellite. This was an idea. That's a solar panel. And I didn't know what a solar panel was. This was in second or third grade when I drew this. That's a solar panel. Right there on this train. That's a solar panel. And then there's a vehicle. And then there's a radio with voice control. And it's all kinds of... I wish I could find a lot of my ideas and inventions, like holographic projections and voice control things and all of this. It was just amazing. I was way ahead of my time. These things would pop into my mind. I was telling the evil beings to shut up. I was like, read this. I said, read this. Shut up. Those beings were driving me crazy. They would not leave me alone. But that symbol seemed to be a reoccurring theme in a lot of my drawings. Reoccurring quite a bit of my drawings. Wow, I went on for 22 minutes in this video. So, peace and much love. Signing out. Give me your thoughts on all of this. These were drawings that of things that would pop into my mind. And I felt like I needed to share them. I'm glad I found some of them anyway, some of the documents that I used to draw. And what is the bear universe? Let me know, what is the bear universe? Peace. Signing out.